Welcome to Dollars, Lifestyle, and Charity, a finance podcast for gamers. Romans and I are both money guys, but we're also gamers, so we wanted to put this pod together to help gamers like us with some of their tough money topics that can sometimes feel as hard as a Souls boss.
We're talking budgeting, saving, paying off debt, and how to not fall for all the traps life throws at you.
Grab a health potion and let's start stacking gold IRL. This is DLC, a finance podcast for gamers. Welcome to Dollars, Lifestyle, and Charity, a finance podcast for gamers. I'm Scruffy, and this is Romans. And today we are going to be talking about Xbox and how they may have just signed their own death warrant with their new CEO.
Yeah, super toxic episode. Boo, boo, new CEO. Hopefully she does awesome, but today's episode is going to be a little bit of a negative episode. I can already feel it based on my little bit of research here. So welcome everyone.
Yeah, I agree. And it's sad because other than the Nintendo Wii, Xbox was like the first console I was on. The Xbox 360 was the first console I really did like serious gaming on. And you look at kind of the state of where Xbox is right now, and that time the console wars were very hot. Everything was Xbox, PlayStation. You look at it now and it's like Xbox seems to kind of just be giving up at this point, which is kind of wild.
Yeah, there's just a lot of cannibalization and just lack of focus, and maybe they're looking everywhere and forgetting their roots. Maybe they thought the roots are. There's a lot of innovation I think that Xbox is going for, especially with the Game Pass. I think the Xbox Game Pass. So as someone who loves to own the games we buy, Xbox Game Pass is such a death's kiss to that. But I will tell you, for the person who doesn't have money, or if you want to play a lot of games on the cheap, Game Pass is definitely the way to go. It's probably the most affordable way to. Someone behind me? Was somebody?
No, I was saying that's me.
My kids remind me fucking me. Yeah. So okay, yeah. Hello, gamer. So the Xbox Game Pass is definitely the way to go. But man, I like owning my stuff. If you stop paying for Xbox Game Pass, you lose. I believe you lose everything. You don't get to keep anything.
Nope, it's all gone.
Yeah, good. It's a great time to be a gamer. There is good news. We've done other episodes of why it's great to be a gamer right now. A lot of free to play games that are high quality, not absolutely scams. Not just scams to steal your money, but actually good quality games that are 100% free because of the whales and those out there who support it.
Yeah.
More rivals and snow skins. But in today's episode, I'll just say right off the rip, my biggest problem with Asha is not that she's a female, not that she's 36, not that she didn't hold in her previous career anything that resembles gaming, not that the fact that she's not a gamer. Nope, just kidding. That's my biggest problem with Asha. She's not a gamer. And I think the biggest death blow to gaming is it's run by corporate executives who know everything but gaming. So there's a chance maybe the fact that she's 36, she gets gaming, because that means she has a high chance of being a mobile gamer or has seen games as she grew up. I don't know her upbringing where she grew up in the U.S. or anywhere, but I'll just tell you that my biggest gripe with her so far is just seeing her track record that she's not one of us. And so you want someone to fix it who isn't one of us. And sure, maybe she'll do it. But as we go through the certain strategies, and we'll go through her letter that she wrote to the team, to the Xbox team, and where she's going with it. But just the cat's out of the bag. I am concerned. I am concerned that the future of Xbox in the hands of someone who isn't one of us, regardless of all the other things that most people would assume. Oh, that's probably your problem. No, actually, I want games made by gamers. My biggest joke to game devs that I meet independently is, what games you play? Whenever a game dev tells me I don't really play video games, I just assume, well, that means your game sucks. Like, I hope you can see the future. You're building something for 5 to 7 years into the future, and you don't play games today. So who are you making a game for? And now we have her, who doesn't even play games. And she has some great studios. So many great studios under the Xbox brand. But last year was I think last year was a big miss for Xbox when I think of the games As you rattle off their names, I believe they pretty much missed on every single game that came out of Xbox last year, outside of sequels and remakes that
Yeah.
are obviously alluding to prior success. But
And
yeah,
it's interesting because like South of Midnight was one of their releases last year, and it got like a decent amount of like good response. But I think everyone that played South of Midnight just played it on Game Pass. Like I don't think there was really anyone that went out of their way to play that game. It was a game that came out. It was,
you,
a rogue art like RPG. You had the elements of the, Louisiana voodoo culture and all that. Like some people like that, but it's not my thing. And I don't think like Elder Scrolls Oblivion obviously had a lot of people playing that, but I mean, I think that's kind of the same thing. Like, that's a sequel that you're just bringing people back there. They had Towerborn, which is a strategy RPG that apparently was Xbox. I didn't even know it came out. You had Ninja Gaiden 4, which, is for the Ninja Gaiden truthers. Like, no one's going out of their way to play Ninja Gaiden 4. And just a lot of other things that are like, I don't really see anything that stands out as super strong. And Black Ops 7, man, talk about falling on your face after Battlefield's release. Like, that was awful.
well,
I'm so thankful I never played that game because you look at the campaign and the missions and stuff, and I'm like, how do you ruin Call of Duty Zombies? I
I
don't know, but they found a way to do it.
well, specifically the Call of Duty one, they leaned way too heavily on AI to do way too much of the heavy lifting. The story didn't make sense. The campaign was absolute garbage. Just the game mechanics, the boss mechanics, as just COD really pooped the bed on a working
Hmm.
formula, and it's one of those things where you're just. I think Call of Duty though. I think what they did is they just leaned too hard on AI. When you go back to the other game you had, South of Midnight, the problem there is I think they went to agenda. They were truly trying to tell a story, but the story was disjointed, and the
Hmm.
gameplay didn't make sense, and the story didn't make sense. It was some story, obviously some voodoo mechanics to it, whatever, but it was some girl. But the way she fought in the game, the way the mechanics played out, it wasn't fun to watch. I can't imagine it was fun to play, and I don't know why they chose such a. There was no flow. Her attacks didn't flow together. It felt very disjointed, and the
Hmm.
mechanics, the boss mechanics, were like, who? What is this for children? Like, why are the boss mechanics so stupidly? Like, it was so stupidly simple. There, if you're gonna make it simple, make it fun. So you make it super
Yeah.
simple and not fun, and then the story is weird and doesn't make sense, and it's like super confusing. Is that her mom? Is this dude? Is this guy a friend? Is he an enemy? And it was just in this weird place. It didn't go super. I didn't feel like it went super duper broke or woke, or they're just trying to like, oh, bro, about all this stuff that has nothing to do with gaming. But I just felt like the story was just so much to be desired for a game that's so slow and painful to play through. What? Just because people are black? Like, is that we should buy the game because there's black people in it? I'm like, no, that's not a reason to buy any game. It's like to identity politics shouldn't be you play a game because it's fun. And then on the flip side, then you have Call of Duty where it's like, yeah, let's use AI to just do everything for us. Let's not make sure it makes sense at all. Who play tested that Call of Duty game? Like, were they just shills? Were they just highly paid? You just pay a bunch of streamers a bunch of money to play your game, and like, oh yeah, it's very good.
Hmm.
I'm paid to be here, so yes, good game. I don't. I'm trying to think of a single game that Xbox. We're trying to find one, and I couldn't find a single win. And that's under Phil Spencer, who's been running the thing for decades. He's like well loved, well this and that, and he was pooping to bed. And now we put it all in the reins of a 36-year-old non-gamer. So yeah, and where was she before? She was an AI before. She was at Meta, which let's just be honest, Meta is hot doo doo, right? Unless you're over 45 years old or over 50, Meta is highly irrelevant.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Xbox is in. She wrote a letter. Did we go through her letter? You want to go through what she wrote now, or do that a little bit
Yeah,
later?
let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay, so she wrote a letter. I didn't see the date of this. I could have even been yesterday as of the date of recording this thing. But basically, it boils down to three things. She gave three commitments. First, Xbox is gonna make great games. Sounds good. I hope you actually mean great games for gamers and not other nonsense. Second, the
Hmm.
return to Xbox. I'm curious to see what they mean, what she means by that. Uh, she's saying Xbox been around 25 years and it lives across multiple platforms. And it's, I don't know if she's meaning Xbox as the console or what she's saying, because she ends the part saying, as we expand across PC, mobile, and cloud, Xbox should feel seamless, instant, and worthy of the communities we serve. So, just the way it ends, it kind of says goodbye to console. It's kind of the way I'm reading that, which contradicts what the heck the second point was. And the third one is future of play, the reinvention of play, and it's talking about AI monetization. And the next, since Xbox has been around 25 years, she's painting the picture where we're going to go 25 years from now. And I'll tell you, we need to actually make actually fun video games. So she's
Hmm.
of her three comments, the first one says make great games. Second one is return to Xbox, but then everything about it is into the future. And the third one's future of play. Talk about reinventing. When I'm here to tell you, Xbox can't even get the traditional way of making video games work.
Oh
Now,
gosh, yeah.
now we're talking about reinventing it. How about you stop reinventing it and just stick to what works and actually make really good stories that are really compelling about the
Hmm.
game itself, the lore in the game, not about whatever political, whatever war is going on in the world or whatever social trigger triggers you. And just make compelling, find those tropes that work. Humanity, no matter how advanced we get with technology, we are so the same back to 2,000 years, right? We still want love. We still want to fight for what we believe in. Like, there's the basic tropes. We want to conquer lands if you want to play a game about conquering. Like, people still fighting over territories to this day. Uh,
Yeah.
like, just do that and make the game fun. Not this South of Midnight stuff where the game isn't fun. Making the player do stuff in order to sell a story that doesn't even make sense. How to blow it in 3 easy steps. That's it right there. So Xbox, you know, fresh blood is good. Phil Spencer clearly is out of his noggin for what we've seen from Xbox the last decade.
Mhm.
Xbox Game Pass, sure. If you're poor, Xbox Game Pass sounds great. But if you actually want to own what you buy, Xbox Game Pass is terrible for that. So that's kind of why I'm not a fan of it. Um, but I understand why people love it. But there's been a lot of changes to Xbox Game Pass, so they can keep changing it and tweaking it until they min max everything out of your wallet. And so at the end of the day, you'll pay
Yeah.
$300 and look back, and what do you have? Nothing but experiences and memories, because you definitely can't play anything today anymore because you're not paying them anymore. Or they
Yeah.
sunset the games, right? Don't they? They remove games in the Game
They
Pass.
do. Yep. That happened to me when I was playing Persona 5. They took it off and replaced it with Persona 3 Reloaded, and I never got to finish the campaign.
Yay, gaming! Hooray! Now we
But
have
also,
games.
to be fair, that game is entirely too big. That is like a 300-hour story that I did not realize. And I got 50 hours in, and I'm like, oh, I'm nowhere close to being done.
Yeah, in Persona 5, you have to collect all the Pokemon, right? All the different, I forget what
Hmm.
they're called. What do they call them? Each of the characters, the monsters? There's a name for them.
The Personas?
Oh, my bad. You have to catch all their personas. Derp. That's a lot.
Yeah. It's interesting though, because it's what's really interesting about this too is this is coming on the heels of PlayStation announcing that they're actually going to be rolling back all of their cross-platform stuff, like all the Spider-Man games, God of War games, like the PlayStation exclusives that were all dropping on PC day one with PlayStation. They're pulling all of that back. So PlayStation's over here gearing up for another console war, and Xbox is basically throwing in the towel. Like they're talking about Xboxes everywhere and like PC Game Pass, cloud gaming, and like that is the only way to do that is put your games, make it available everywhere. So you're not driving anyone to your platform for any reason. Like, I mean, for the Halo is probably by far Xbox's biggest draw of like when you think Xbox, you think Halo. And now Halo's just going to be available anywhere. Like, why would I buy an Xbox when I could just play Halo on a PC or a PlayStation now, even? Like, not only are you going to your kind of competitor, kind of not, but you're now distributing directly to your competitor. Like, that makes no sense unless they're completely getting out of the console business, which I think is legitimately a major concern. I would be surprised if Xbox has another successful console release at this point. Like they may put out some stuff, but I don't think we're going to see a major successful Xbox console ever again.
So this is a super hot take. Opus, get ready to clip this bad boy. As I think about it, who did they hire? I'm just boiling this down to most basic essentials. They hired an Indian person to run a company who's thinking of the future. And you know what the global gaming market looks like? Mobile gaming. I just
Hmm.
have this gut feeling they just hired someone who represents a billion gamers who primarily game on their phones. And so as a Westerner, I hate gaming on my phone. I can't stand
It's
I don't
so annoying. It's so annoying.
but if you think about it globally, it's hard to get quality PCs. Even Marvel Rivals, which you and I both love, you can't play it in probably 50% of the planet because Marvel Rivals is not really optimized for suboptimal
Mm,
PCs. And
yeah.
if you look at Overwatch, Overwatch went mobile. So I'm just thinking they hired an Indian person because they plan on selling games on mobile and putting their whole, because that is the future of gaming. Outside of somehow getting PCs everywhere across the planet, the fastest way to grow in gaming is to just release your stuff that can be played on a phone. Then
Hmm.
you have what 1.8 billion gamers between China and India alone, and then the rest of Asia. Getting a quality PC in the Philippines where you make $12,000 US, graduating college, you can graduate with a 4-year degree in the Philippines, and it is considered a good thing if you get a job paying 12 to 15,000 in US.
Yeah.
How is that person ever gonna buy a $2,000 gaming PC so that they can play
Yeah.
Marvel Rivals? So
Yeah.
if I have to put on my business executive corporate Fortune 500 hat on, which obviously I despise for various reasons, but it is what it is. That's where all the money is made. It kind of makes sense why they hired an AI cloud expert who represents half of the US or half of the global population to help Xbox into the future of gaming. Like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Yeah. And if you think about it, it's not actually that different from what Sega did. When you had the Sega and Nintendo console war. Like Sega's still around. Sonic's still one of the most recognizable video game characters out there. But I when was the last time Sega released a console? I legitimately don't know. Sega never in my lifetime had a relevant console. So,
Your
but
lifetime.
well, yeah, in my lifetime. So maybe
Rip.
there's other lifetimes, but
Nintendo's looking at Sega saying that looks like us. At least that's what I'm thinking. But Nintendo, if they can continue, I guess making good consoles. But yeah, I agree with you, and it's thanks to Jim Carrey that even Sonic is still relevant because those Sonic movies are really good. Even though according to the
Mhm.
latest craze, Jim Carrey has been doppelgangered, and the one that won that French award isn't the real Jim Carrey, which I just think is just he's just old and he got a little touch up.
Well,
But
I don't know if this is real or not, but I saw something about that legitimately actually was like this dude who does like fake makeup and like prosthetics and stuff. And Jim Carrey thought it would be funny for him to go and accept the award for him, and that's what he did. So
oh, so it really wasn't Jim Carrey.
it really wasn't Jim Carrey.
Oh man, people lost. It's like people lost their minds. They're like he's been
I
cloned. He's been because he's so anti whatever. They're like Jim Carrey fight. They got rid of him. The Illuminati replaced him with a bot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's for sure real, but that's what I heard. So
Oh, okay. Well, I'm still going under the premise that he got a little, Anyways, they're saying the eyes are different. I don't know.
maybe we'll see.
Whatever. Stay tuned for future update.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. I think what Xbox is doing is the classic corporate thing where you're finding where is your highest margin and finding like, okay, how can we make the most potential money? Consoles notoriously are a loss leader for many of the people that actually put them out because you're not actually making a lot of money on consoles. And on top of like all the R&D involved in actually making the console viable and actually improve. I think, yeah, gosh, I think Xbox has kind of seen the writing on the wall and is finding out that, like, hey, we can move to things that are more scalable, more profitable, and make more money versus, I mean, there's someone like myself, like I enjoyed the Xbox consoles. Like that's where I got started on gaming. That was like my first real console that when I really, really got into gaming was an Xbox. And now it's pretty much irrelevant.
Yeah, you know what's also irrelevant? What I'm about to talk to next. We have 6 minutes. The market closes in 6 minutes. Tell me the stock to buy in today's episode. Every episode, I'm buying $1,000 of a stock that we will randomly choose that isn't Microsoft because I'm not going to buy that
Yeah,
one.
I was gonna say, well, definitely don't buy Microsoft, given how this
Yes.
episode has been going so far.
Quickly, it's 5 minutes. What's the stock in today's episode?
If you want to be controversial and just buy Sony, just to spite this episode, buy Sony and sell Microsoft.
Oh my gosh, doing it now. Sony stock. It's actually just called Sony. All right, let's
Yeah,
do it. Sony. Wait, is that the one? I'm
it
doing
should
it.
be.
All right, so buy, and then dollars, thousand. Wait, yes,
5 minutes.
$1,000. Market, preview order. It is Sony, right? I don't know why it says
Yeah,
Sony Group ADR representing. I've never bought Sony stock before. Okay,
because it's a Korean company, so it's
okay.
American Depository Receipt.
Thank goodness you know. All right, done. All right, we'll see how this baby rolls. So we'll check back. You know it's crazy. I'm not even that crazy about Sony PlayStation, but the fact that they're going back to the exclusives, the reason why I feel good about it is that it's all about supply and demand, scarcity mindset, and I think Sony PlayStation was hoping that gamers worldwide would outbuy the exclusives, but they don't. They fail to understand that gamers are savvy, and Steam
Hmm.
always has a sale. There's literally a sale every quarter with Steam.
Yeah.
So as much as Sony thought they had control, they don't have control. The players have control because Steam is pretty player friendly at the end of the day. If you're paying full price on Steam, you better love what you're buying because you can almost
Yeah, seriously.
always get a deal if you have any level of self control. But anyway, so back to Xbox. I I'm hoping for the best. I want uh, Asha to prove me wrong. I want her to
Yeah.
absolutely crush it, own that role. Prove to me that being a business executive is superior than being a gamer in that same seat. Obviously, if you're just a gamer, that's also terrible. I would love it if it was a gamer and a business person. Fine, Scruffy, I nominate myself. Xbox, after Asha fails you in the next 3 to 5 years, because you gotta give someone a chance. You can't just let her play around for 6 months and call it a day. After she drops the ball in 3 to 5 years, you may reach out to me, and I'm willing to negotiate how I will save your industry from itself. You're welcome. End of petition. Scruffy,
Yeah.
I will have you can be my Matt. What is his name? Matt Booty. You can be my Matt Booty. That's her number two overall. He's kind of like gonna
Great. Sounds
step in
good.
and help her uh, do things. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I agree. I hope for the best. I hope Xbox can kind of do whatever Sega did and keep the core of what it means to, make their great games, keep their characters good. But I mean, Xbox consoles aren't relevant anymore, and with this news, I think they're going to continue to be not relevant. So I think Xbox as we knew it, like 5-10 years ago, it's dead. It's gone. But what will this new Xbox look like? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, time will tell. She's just in a seat. Give her a chance, guys. Relax, calm down. All right, like let her at least have. If she's smart, she'll have 60, 90 days to understand how things works before she starts shaking stuff up and knocking down doors. But
Yeah.
yeah, I love the message. I love her first point. Make great games. Yes, please make great games. So I'm glad that
Yeah.
was her first of three commitments. The next two don't make sense, but of course, I'm a Westerner who wants Westerner things. She might be speaking globally. Like I honestly think if you look at that from a
Yeah.
global lens, all 3 points make a lot of sense. But
Yeah.
Lord Jesus, do not make me play on a phone. No, thank you.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. We'll see. It'll be interesting to watch. Maybe we can set something up as like a check-in next March and see what Xbox has done in a year under new control.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting. So make sure to let us know what you think about it. I know some people are excited, some people hate it, and I'm interested to hear what y'all think about it. But until then, this has been Dollars, Lifestyle, and Charity, a finance podcast for gamers. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.